Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Karina Lanta Mentorship. And in this video, we're just going to do another velocity banking review. This time with the emphasis on negative cash flow. Have you ever negative cash flow before where you got too much month and not enough money? It's a very, very painful experience, right? And in this example, we have a negative cash flow. So $6,000 of income, $6,147 of expenses, and then we have negative $147 in our savings account. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to eliminate all of our debt here, right? And then we're going to have in the last line item of our expenses, food, gas, insurance, and all that other good stuff in the last line item, right? And then so what we're going to do is something called velocity banking, which is throwing all of your money into your debt with the help of a line of credit. Now, we're going to assume we have access to a $75,000 line of credit. What's a line of credit, you asked? Well, it's a financial tool where you could borrow money, pay it back, and then use it over and over again. That's a line of credit. And so a credit card technically is a line of credit, but it's almost like, I don't want to say neutered, but it kind of feels neutered in some respects, right? Because you can't use it. Like it's very hard for me to pay credit card one's bills with credit card two and vice versa, unless I do a balance transfer. And you don't get that all the time, right? But if you have a line of credit, you can use it to pay anything, right? Like I'm going to show you right here my line of credit. I could literally go to my smartphone, click a button, and they'll dump up to $280,000 in my checking account. 280 at a 7.5% interest rate. Isn't that crazy? This is what we call a home equity line of credit. If you have a home, they'll give you a ton of equity. I'm sorry, not give you a ton of equity. If you have a ton of equity, they'll give you a line of credit based on that. And all equity is in a home is the estimated sales price of your home, which is based on comparable sales minus what do you call it? The amount that you owe on any existing loans tied to the house, right? All right, so that's what we're gonna assume. But here's the thing: if you're in the negative, right, and you got all this debt, will the bank give you a free and clear line of credit whose starting balance is zero? The answer is no. And that's because banks don't lend money to people who need it. And this is very basic in the banking world, but the general population doesn't understand this, which is why the banks have the tallest buildings pretty much everywhere in the United States, right? Like you go to the downtowns of it doesn't matter what state you're in, conservative, liberal, they all have the biggest buildings. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm going to tell you that you have to learn this strategy before you even get here. Like I learned this strategy when I was broke, believe it or not, making $20,000 a year. I'm like, I'm never going to use this. And then as I made more and more money, I realized how easy it is to inefficiently manage your money. And banks love rich people who don't really know how to manage their money well. A while back, I think it was like a month ago, I went over a TikTok. Okay. I reviewed a TikTok of a nurse who was like, I'm just making minimum monthly payments and doing buy now, pay laters that make a ton of money. And I don't know why I'm broke. Bank's favorite customer, right? They don't like poor people. Okay. They like to lend to rich people who are a little bit dumb managing their money. Okay. Now, here's what we're going to do because society tells you as a whole, you got to save money. Saving money is the foundation to wealth or happiness or something like that, right? In fact, if I go into here into Google, right? Should I just type in should I save money? Should I save money? Um Equifax is telling me the credit bureaus are telling me to save my money, right? Equifax. Bank of America is telling me to save money, right? Discover is telling me that saving can give you freedom. And I'm going to show you when we do velocity banking, that's the exact opposite of what we're going to do, which is zero. And then we're going to have an idea called cash flow, which is similar to savings, but we can immediately increase this cash flow by moving some of our debt to the line of credit. So what we're going to do is start out with these credit cards. So 5, 8, 15, 27, 7, right? So we're going to do that. And then this is $62,000 of credit card debt. So these are like the balances here. So 62,000. So let's just do a debt transfer 62,000. And then what are we going to do? These are all going to go to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then, so we're at a negative 140. We literally started with negative $147 in savings, and we went from the negative to positive 1800, positive 1800 with one swoop. Now we were drowning and now we were saved. Okay. You see how powerful it would be if in most people's lives, if they just had a line of credit, especially if they're on the brink of drowning. But this is where you got to remember it's kind of like car insurance. If you're here, this is like crashing a car and then trying to get car insurance. Like any of that line of credit is trying to get car insurance. You got to get the insurance before you crash the car. Okay. You got to get the line of credit before you need it. Make sense? Right? There is only one exception to this where someone got a line of credit, no doc loan, but I'm telling you, um, this is an exception, right? So I'm not going to teach that because I don't like to teach exceptions, but I know one person who did it, and that's because there was significant, like significant equity in the home, and one bank didn't care. So, but in general, banks don't lend money to people who need it. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do that. And this is what we're going to do. So in the first month, we're going to put our entire paycheck into that line of credit, satisfies the minimum monthly payment, and then also lowers the interest because the interest is based on the average daily balance. Also, we're moving high interest rate credit card debt to a lower interest rate line of credit, which is awesome, right? And after every single month, the balance will go down about 1857. So let's go ahead and do this. And 1857, okay, 1857.22. And then what we're going to do is take the average daily balance, let's take the average here, multiply it by the interest rate, multiply it by 0.8, right, 8%, and then divide it by 12, okay? So I'm going to just do copy and paste, and then we'll see that the debt is shrinking month after month. Remember, we literally started at a negative savings rate, so our debt isn't growing. It's shrinking, right? So we should be excited. And then we see that in a little bit over 3 years, okay, our credit card debt is gone, right? So we literally we're at a point where our debts were going to grow because we don't have enough to make the I don't know. Well, we'll probably have to cut down on our expenses, right? So probably this has to be shrinking down in reality, but if we do keep our budget of $2,000, we're going to be, and we don't pay some of these minimum payments when our credit score is going to be ruined too, the debt is going to grow, right? So where are we at? 62,000 at 38 months. 62,000, 62K at 38 months. Okay, and we're going to just do this. And then auto loan, student loan, student loan. So let's go ahead and go in here and then just type in 38 months because that's the current balance of all of these. And why are we going to pay off this auto loan first, even though there's a higher interest rate student loan here, is because we want the immediate cash flow that the $7,000 will give us if we pay it off quickly. So let's go ahead and do that. Move this $7,000 into here, and we're going to do that and then get that back in our cash flow plus 7800.76. And then, okay, so and then we're going to go in here. So this is now 0, this auto loan, right? You see that? Now it's 0. And then I am going to get our new cash flow of $2,225. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that right here. Control paste, and then minus 2225.55. All right, and so now let's go ahead and do this, and we see that in 42 months that auto loan is paid off. Sweet. So now it's going to be 82K and 42 months, right? So 42 months. Sweet. 42. And then what we do is we're going to go to the loan calculator, right? We have this spiffy loan calculator right here, 0, and then 42, 42, 42, 42. Okay. And which one should we take on? Well, according to this, the cash flow index, right? There's really rarely any difference between this, and this. They're all in the same range. But let's start off with the lowest. It's kind of like a ranking system, right? We pay this off, we get more bang for our buck in terms of cash flow. So we pay this 32 grand off, we get $500 in cash flow. So let's go ahead and do it. And so the way that we pay this off, especially with higher interest rate loans, is using what we call the chunking method, which is just moving a piece of the loan into the line of credit and then just repeatedly paying it off over and over again. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. And luckily, we have this velocity banking calculator right here. So I can just type in the numbers and then it'll just spit out a number. And I got to believe it just because it's a calculator, right? Don't you always believe what the calculator says? No, I'm just kidding. It could be wrong. But for the purposes of my demonstration, I'll just pretend it's right. Well, I won't pretend. I'll just assume it's right. So $6,000 of income. What's our expenses? It's everything except for the loan we're trying to pay off. So we're trying to pay off this $499 loan, right? And then so we just take this off. So hold on, let's put in the details here. So 45,000 at 6%, 10 years. And then what's the term? Oh, I'm sorry, 499.59. Okay. And then what's the expenses? It is 3274.86. So 3274.86. And then what's our current balance? Our current balance is right here, which is 32202.2. All right, let's do it. 32202.2. 32202.2. Paid off in 1 year. Bam. All right. So now this is going to be paid off in 1 year. So this is 0. And this is going to be 42 plus 12, which is going to be 54 months, right? All right, 54 months. And then so it's 82 plus 45, which is 127K, right? 127K, okay? 54 months, 127K, okay? And so now we just type in 54 months here, 54. And so this is now 0. And then these are 54, 54, 54. And then we see that this is the lowest one, cash flow index. So think of this as a ranking system. And then we'll do that chunking method again. So again, if you're dealing with a lower interest rate loan with the higher interest rate line of credit, you don't want to usually move the loan into a line of credit, right? So let me go ahead and type this in here. So this is going to be this one. I got to just replace all of these. And then what is my expenses? So let's go ahead and do this right here. It is, which one are we paying off? I think we're paying off this one, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the 4%. We're paying that one off. So our expenses are 3072.37. So 3072.37. What is our payment amount? Our payment amount is 144 point, no, it's 202.49, 202.49, 202.49, and then the interest rate is 4, and what's the current and original balance? The original balance is $20,000. And I'm going a little bit fast, but I don't want to keep you here all day. And the current balance is 11978.57. 11978.57. And then yeah, paid off in 40.4 years. And look at the interest, $115. All right, for using that 8% line of credit to pay off the 4% loan. Amazing. All right, so 0.4 years. So let's go in here and I'm going to do this and pay this off. So this is now 0. And then so oh, did I even I think I lost my train of thought. Hold on. Or where I was going. Oh, 54? Okay, my bad. My bad. So this is going to be 54 months. I didn't keep track of this correctly. And then, so it's 82 plus 45. So it's going to be 127K, right? And then this one right here is going to be 147K. And then it's 54 months. 54 months plus, where are we at? 0.4. Okay. So 54 plus 0.4 times 12, right? That's, we'll say 59 months. We'll round up. And all right, cool. So now we just do this one right here. So we're at 59 months. So 59. So this is 0, and then this is now 59. So let's just do this. Okay. 3%. What's the payment amount? 144.84. 144.84. What's the current balance? It's 8158. 8185.13. 8185.53. Or 13, my bad. All right, what's the original balance? The original balance is 15 grand. So 15,000. And then now we got to just recalculate the expenses. And okay, so it's everything except for the loan we're trying to pay off right here. So it's going to be 2927.53. So 2927.53. Ooh, 0.2 years to pay off this student loan. That was pretty easy. So now what we're going to do is 59 plus 0.2 times 12. And then it's, we'll say 61 months to pay this one off. Okay. And I should probably make this all black. Okay. So now 147 plus 15. So it's 162K. Okay. In 61 months. And then now we go for this sucker, which is the 30-year mortgage. So in 61 months, all right, we just do that. All right, so 220,000. So let's just do this. So 30 years, and I think it's 927.53. So $2,000 a month. And then this is going to be 220,000. And then what's the current balance? The current balance is 195,155.46. 195,155.46. And then this is paid off in 4.4 years. Mortgage, 30-year mortgage, paid off in 7 to 10 years. Yeah, right. All right, so we'll just go back here, 4.4 years. So it's 59 divided by 12 plus 4.4, which is about 9.3 years, and we are debt free. Okay. And that is, what's our goal? We paid off 147 plus 220. And so it's 367K. We are debt free. 367,000. Woohoo. Woohoo. All right. So we're good. We're good. All right. See? That's not a problem. I just do this in my sleep all day now because eventually I will get to 10,000 videos. Remember that Bruce Lee saying where it's like you do one thing 10,000 times and you'll be like a super expert? And let me just check how many YouTube videos I have right now. There we go, 903 videos. Now, I'm not saying I did velocity banking 903 times, but eventually we'll get to 10,000. Eventually. Now, here's what I'm really disappointed, okay? I'm going to tell you what I'm disappointed in. I put in a poll, your favorite velocity banking teacher, and I got outbeat on my own poll. I should have rigged it. I should have rigged it. You ever see that news story about how a certain country up in the north was disappointed that a certain leader didn't get 100% of the votes? I feel that way. I feel that way right now. Actually, let me look for it. Yes, right here, right here. 1 year ago, shock as party candidates failed to gain 100% of the vote. That's how I feel when I made my own YouTube polls about who's the best velocity banking teacher. I got second place in my own poll. Ugh, I am disappointed. All right, well, that's it today for today, folks. This is Korean Atlanta Mentorship. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.